love starting with that track. It just satisfies me.
Me too. We hope you enjoyed that little musical moment. We picked it just for you to help you take a deep breath, relax, and get ready to learn before we even start talking.
Exactly. Think of it as our little audio gift to calm your nerves and get you ready to speak English with us.
Just a quick reminder, this podcast is for English learners at every level. Even if you're just starting out, you're welcome here.
That's right. We use simple language, explain new words, and always give you time to practice. So no matter where you are on your English journey, you're in the right place with us. And you can always pause and repeat phrases out loud.
Before we begin, let's talk about today's episode. Think of each part of our episode as a stop on your journey to confident English. First stop, the roadblock. Here, you'll find out why fear is not the only problem. It's also about how you react to fear. Next, we'll arrive at the science stop, where we break down what research says about procrastination and show you simple ways to overcome it.
Right. Procrastination means waiting too long to do something. And after that, we'll share a strategy where you'll learn helpful and practical language tools, like chunks. Chunks are short, useful phrases you can use again and again. We'll also talk about buying time phrases, which have been shown to help learners speak English more smoothly and reduce anxiety.
True. Anxiety is how your body reacts when you feel stressed. Maybe your heart starts beating faster, you feel worried or tense, and you might even notice you're a little shaky or on edge. It's your body's way of showing you're nervous or scared.
According to a meta-analysis of interventions involving over 4,000 English learners, found that certain strategies really help. So, at the end of our episode, we'll give you a simple challenge, something you can try right away. If you follow along with each part of our show, you'll learn useful ideas and easy steps to help you speak English more confidently. That's our promise.
All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the very first episode of the Practical English Podcast. I'm Stella. Today, we're talking about the number one thing that makes learning English hard. It's not grammar or vocabulary. It's that little voice whispering, "You're going to sound weird."
And I'm Frank. Stella, I am so excited to finally hit record because we've been talking about making this for like 3 weeks.
3 weeks of working on our intro music, Frank. The most important part.
Of course. But really, we're here for one big reason. I talk to English learners every day, and guess what most of them say is the hardest part?
Allow me to guess. Grammar? The present perfect tense?
Nope, it's fear. Straight up, heart-pounding, mind-blanking fear of actually opening their mouth and speaking. When your mind goes blank, it means you suddenly forget everything you wanted to say.
You're right, and worrying about speaking a new language is something almost everyone goes through. In fact, it often trips people up more than tricky grammar or memorizing vocabulary. Just thinking about making a mistake can be enough to make you freeze up in class or in conversation. If that sounds like you, you're not alone.
Imagine walking into a lively cafe. You hear the gentle clinking of cups, the door chimes softly, and a background of friendly conversation. The barista, the person who makes coffee, greets you with a warm smile and says something in English. Suddenly, your heart beats fast. Your mind searches for the right words. All those English sentences you learned seem to disappear. For a moment, you freeze, hoping for the right sentence to appear.
You know that familiar wave of panic? The "I'm going to sound like a confused potato" moment? We've all experienced it. Maybe it hits while shopping in a new city or joining a call with colleagues from around the world. Suddenly, your mind goes blank, and it feels like a total system meltdown.
Absolutely. That fear doesn't just cause speaking anxiety. It's the secret behind one of our most common habits, procrastination.
And I have a feeling your to-do list is judging you right now, Frank.
Exactly, Stella. So here's the thing. Yesterday, I needed to write an important email. I knew exactly what I wanted to say, but I found myself staring at a blank screen for 20 minutes. Instead of starting, I scrolled through the news, made some tea. Basically, I did everything except actually write it.
The classic procrastination spiral. We've all fallen into it. But why does it happen? We give ourselves the pep talk, just do it, but somehow our brains stop us anyway.
I agree. And that's why today we're talking about something we all do, procrastination. But it's not just about lazy afternoons or putting things off.
Putting things off means not doing something right away. Instead, you wait and do it later. For example, if you have homework but watch TV first, you are putting off your homework. It's another way to say you are delaying or waiting to do something.
Great. We're going to explore a surprising reason behind why we procrastinate and how you can actually overcome it. Here's your first chance to get involved. Right now, ask yourself, what's one area of your life where you most want to break through procrastination?
It could be at work, in your personal life, or a small thing you keep avoiding. If you have a pen or your phone nearby, jot down just one word for that task. During our 5-second music break, really focus on that one thing you want to move forward on today.
Keep that in mind as we talk through these ideas and choose how you'll apply today's tool to your own real situation. That way, you're in control and the challenge feels completely your own.
All right, I'm all ears. My to-do list has been giving me the side eye all day.
Giving you the side eye is an English expression. It means someone or something is looking at you in a funny or suspicious way, like they are judging you a little.
For example, if you say, "My to-do list is giving me the side eye," it means you feel like your list is silently reminding you to finish your tasks or making you feel a bit guilty for not doing them yet.
You know, this idea comes from research by two experts, Edward Deci and Richard Ryan. They wanted to find out what really helps people learn and feel excited to keep going.
Oh, really? What did they discover?
Well, they found what makes learning easier and more enjoyable. First, good motivation, the kind that makes you feel alive and in control. They call this self-determination theory. It says we thrive and are happiest when we feel three things. Autonomy, which means being able to make your own choices and decisions, like picking what you want to do or how you want to learn.
That makes sense. I always feel better when I can choose what I'm learning.
Me too. The second thing is competence, which means feeling good at what you do. For example, understanding a grammar point or having a successful conversation.
I love that feeling. What's the third one?
The last one is relatedness, which means feeling connected to other people and having a sense of belonging. So what does this mean for you as an English learner? If you want to boost your motivation and confidence, try to build these three things into your learning. When you do that, you'll feel more confident and want to keep learning. Motivation is what gives you the energy to get started, and confidence is about trusting yourself to handle anything new.
Okay, let me see if I've got this. If I pick activities or topics that actually interest me, if I find people to learn with so I'm not just struggling alone, and if I make a habit of celebrating those tiny wins, like finally using a new word in a real conversation, or just saying hello without freezing, then slowly I start to feel more confident. And when I feel more confident, I don't get stuck in that endless cycle of putting things off. Honestly, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Well said, Stella. Another study by Min-Chen Tseng looked at the link between fear of making mistakes, procrastination, and self-confidence in English learners, looking at how internal concerns like fear about making mistakes can affect English learners. By making learning English harder.
The voice that seems suspiciously like my own, yeah. So, is it true that more fear means more procrastination?
That's what everyone thought, and the study showed that at first. But then, Min Chen Tseng found that learners who feel more competent are less likely to let fear of failure turn into procrastination.
Whoa, hold on. So the real problem isn't the fear?
Not really. Fear only stops you if you don't believe you can handle it. If you're confident, fear doesn't control you.
Okay, explain this like I'm 5. Give me an example.
All right. Think of it like a fear of heights. You have to cross a deep canyon. If the only path is a narrow, shaky, rotten plank, you will freeze. That is procrastination. Your fear takes over. It is just like walking into a stressful language situation, like giving a presentation in English, and feeling all your doubts and worries make the task look impossible. When your only skills bridge feels weak, your fear keeps you stuck on the edge, unable to move forward. But what if the path is a solid, wide, stable bridge? You're still afraid of heights, but you know the bridge can hold you. You feel competent to cross it. So, even with the fear, you walk across. You get on with it.
Oh, so the fear is the same, but the plank is my shaky sense of skill, and the bridge is my sense of competence. So my real job is not to get rid of fear, it's to build my skills and confidence.
Exactly. You don't need to erase fear completely. That's almost impossible. The real trick is focusing on strengthening your confidence and skills.
All right, let's get practical. How do I, Stella, actually build this bridge of competence in everyday life?
Okay, let's break this down into 3 clear steps you can remember.
Great. I love simple steps. What's the first one?
First, always remember your past successes. Your brain can feed fear or confidence. So, actively remind yourself of times you succeeded, learned, or figured something out. Don't just replay your failures.
So instead of thinking, I totally messed up that presentation back in high school, I remind myself, hey, I learned new software for last month's report and nailed it.
Exactly. It helps your brain feel more confident. Now, the second step is to create minor victories by breaking big, scary tasks into small, easy steps. For example, instead of thinking, I have to practice English for an entire hour, just aim to learn 1 new phrase today, or say hello to 1 person in English. If writing an email feels overwhelming, start by writing just a greeting or the first sentence. Each little step you complete is a success that builds your competence evidence.
That sounds much easier. Even just writing the first sentence of an email counts, right?
That's right. Every small step you complete is a success that helps you feel more capable. And finally, step 3. Focus on what you can do. When fear pops up and says, "What if I fail?" shift your attention back to your abilities. You might say, "I've handled tough things before," or "I can learn what I need to," or "I can just start with 1 small part."
So I should always look at what I can do, not just what's difficult.
Of course. And numbering these steps helps you remember them. You'll feel stronger and more confident every time you learn.
You know, it almost feels like I'm tricking myself into a confidence boost on purpose.
It does, doesn't it? But it's not really a trick. It's just collecting proof that you can do hard things, reminding yourself of what you're already good at, and celebrating the little wins.
I like that. The more I notice my small successes, the more I want to keep going.
Exactly. Every small step is progress. That's how confidence grows, 1 little win at a time.
So here's the big takeaway. Fear will always show up. That's just part of being human. But I don't have to let it run the show. I can choose to act from the part of me that knows I can handle whatever comes my way.
That's it. It reminds me of a great quote. I can have fear, but I need not be fear if I'm willing to stand somewhere else inside myself.
Absolutely. And that really surprised me too. I mean, it's easy to just go along with the idea that fear of failure always leads to putting things off. But hearing Min Chen Sang's findings, it kind of flips that narrative. If you actually feel confident in your abilities, that fear doesn't hold you back as much. It's almost like competence acts as a buffer against procrastination.
You're right. Imagine this. By tonight, you could feel a real sense of relief and momentum, just from tackling one thing that's been weighing you down. To put this week's discussion into practice, your homework is to apply what we have learned about overcoming fear and building competence.
Exactly. Identify one thing you've been putting off, any task, big or small. Ask yourself, what's the fear? Then, ask the even more important question, what's one tiny piece of this that I know I can do? Take action on that step and use it as your first solid plank. The payoff? You'll go to bed feeling a little lighter, and with proof, you can do it again tomorrow.
Well said, Stella. Remember, the real question isn't, what would you do if you had no fear? It's,
what would you attempt if you knew you couldn't fail? The courage to try comes from trusting your own ability to handle whatever happens. Frank, thinking about building the bridge with small, confident steps makes me realize there's another situation where fear can really freeze people.
Where's your mind going?
Speaking a new language. That moment when you need to ask a simple question and your brain just blue screens.
When your brain blue screens, it means you suddenly can't think of anything to say or do. Your mind goes completely blank, just like a computer that stops working and shows a blue error screen.
It's also a way to describe feeling stuck or frozen for a moment.
That's right. The fear is real. You're afraid of sounding weird, making a mistake, or not being understood. And like with procrastination, telling someone, just don't be scared, is useless advice.
Yes, and that's one of our missions today. We're not just going to say, don't be scared. We're going to give you real, tangible chunks you can use in real-life conversations.
So, why are we extremely obsessed with these chunks? Honestly, because they solve the one biggest problem we hear about: fear.
And it's not just us saying it. Research shows that using formulaic language, like chunks, helps your brain process and produce speech more quickly and easily.
For all the analytical thinkers listening, yes, there's actual science behind this method. But you don't have to take our word for it.
Exactly. Just last week, my cousin Sarah told me how she used to be afraid every time she tried to order lunch in English. Then she learned just 3 useful chunks. Could I have the chicken salad, please? I'd like a glass of water. And how much is it for the lunch special? This week, she walked up to the counter, used her phrases without overthinking, and ordered fluently. She said it was the first time she felt comfortable and proud using English in public.
So when we say chunks work, we mean they give you that boost of confidence and a real immediate success you can feel.
Right. When you have a ready-made chunk, you don't freeze while speaking. You're not building a sentence from scratch under pressure. You use it. It instantly cuts down your mental processing time. Some of the best chunks to have ready are phrases you often need in daily conversation, and we will discuss how to use them in our next episode. For example, could you repeat that, please, for when you need to hear something again? Or, how much is this when shopping? Can you speak a bit slower? And, where is the restroom? Are also great tools to keep handy. These ready-made chunks help you get through all sorts of common situations quickly and confidently.
Exactly. Your brain goes from doing slow, stressful math, word plus grammar plus pronunciation, to just pulling out a whole perfect phrase. It's like the difference between building a shelf from raw wood and hanging a beautiful pre-made one on the wall.
And that's where the confidence comes from. You know the phrase is correct. It eliminates the guesswork of grammar and the worry of sounding weird. You can focus on the person you're talking to, not the rules in your head.
Which leads to the best part, sounding natural. These chunks aren't from a textbook. They're the exact phrasing native speakers use. All those little linking words and rhythms. When you use them, you don't just speak English. You speak it authentically.
Okay, Frank, it's time for a little skit. I want you to play a very important role for us, titled Frank Before He Knew About Chunks. Our listeners, we want you to listen closely. We're going to tell a short story, and you'll hear the difference between the stressful before and the smooth after. Ready, Frank?
All right, here goes. I'm pre-chunk Frank. My brain feels slow, and flight attendants make me nervous. Let's do this.
Perfect. Now, pre-chunk Frank, I want you to imagine something. You're on a plane, finally sitting down after a long day, and you realize you're stuck in the middle seat, right between two people who are actively arguing over the armrest.
Oh no, my nightmare. And the flight is 8 hours?
10, and you need to ask the flight attendant if you can move. So, pre-chunk Frank, what goes through your head?
Panic sets in. My mind starts racing. I need a different seat. But how do I ask without sounding weird? Is it possible for me to have another seat? It's like I'm trying to build an IKEA furniture without the instructions.
Exactly. That's the classic slow-motion translation struggle. But imagine if, instead of all that chaos, your brain just handed you the perfect, polite phrase, no assembly required.
Honestly, I'd want to hug my brain.
True, so you just smile and use the chunk. Excuse me, could I possibly switch seats? Let's try it together. Wherever you are, just pause and repeat after me. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Excuse me, could I possibly switch seats? Awesome. Again, 3, 2, 1. Excuse me, could I possibly switch seats? And after you say it, give yourself a quick thumbs up or a little yes. Those tiny celebrations actually help your brain lock in the habit.
Excuse me, could I possibly switch seats? That's it? One smooth phrase?
Exactly. One smooth package. No more piecing things together. You're not struggling with English anymore. You're just solving a problem. That's the magic of learning chunks.
Oh, excuse me, could I possibly switch seats? Wow, that felt so much easier. My brain didn't have to scramble. It just worked.
Exactly. Now let's try another. Pre-chunk Frank. You're shopping for clothes, and the shirt doesn't fit. How do you ask for a different size?
This shirt, it is small. I need a bigger one. Do you have bigger? More big? Or I might as well hold it up, look at the store clerk, and my mind goes blank. I just point at the shirt and then at myself, making vague, bigger gestures with my hands.
That's the universal mime for I've outgrown my dreams. But instead, you've got the perfect chunk right at your fingertips. Do you have this in a larger size?
Do you have this in a larger size? Wow, it's so straightforward. It doesn't even feel like a question. It's like a ready-made tool.
Exactly. It's like having a key that opens the door to a conversation. And since it's a set phrase, you can trust it's correct. No stressing over tricky prepositions.
And I didn't have to debate if it should be bigger, larger, or more big. The chunk just handed me the right word. Do you have this in a larger size?
Exactly. And the clerk simply says, "Sure, let me check." Easy, right? No need for wild hand gestures. Now, imagine your friend invites you to a party and you're excited. Let's hear how pre-chunk Frank would answer.
I am happy about the party. I look forward for it. I look forward to it. I look forward at it. I'm excited.
See, All that second guessing about grammar. Now let's try post-chunk, Frank.
I'm looking forward to it.
Exactly. That's how you start to sound natural. The to just comes with the phrase. You don't have to think about it. It's a single chunk, not a word-by-word construction. You're using the same ready-made expressions native speakers use, so your confidence and accuracy both get a boost. Quick recap. Did you notice how using chunks instantly removed all that hesitation and grammar guessing from the conversation?
Exactly. With a chunk, there's no worrying about which word is correct or if the sentence sounds strange. You just use the phrase and focus on getting your message across.
And if you just tried out a chunk with us, well done. Celebrate that small win out loud, even if it's just a quiet yes or a literal pat on your back. Saying, "I did it" out loud helps your brain lock in the habit and builds your confidence for next time.
So chunks are like cheat codes for real conversation.
They're not cheat codes, they're the actual language. We're just giving you the blueprint that everyone else is already using. So next time you're on a plane, in a store, or making plans, you have your tools ready.
So the moral of the story is, don't build sentences plank by plank. Use the pre-made bridge instead. It's faster, stronger, and you won't hurt yourself with a grammatical hammer.
Couldn't have said it better myself. That's why we teach chunks, everyone. They're your ready-made bridges to confident English.
Okay, so chunks are great for getting started. But what happens if I suddenly run out of them in the middle of a conversation? Panic mode again.
Don't worry, we've got your back. That's where your next practical tool comes in, the buying time phrase. Think of it as your conversational life jacket for those tricky moments. Here's a fun fact. Using even a simple buying time phrase can actually make you sound more fluent to native speakers. Most learners don't realize how much these little expressions can smooth out a conversation. Curious why? We'll break it down right after this.
And hey, if you've ever found yourself in a similar spot, we want to hear from you.
Absolutely. Drop us a message. Your stories help us keep this show real and relevant to what you need. We're excited to connect with you.
And please, don't forget to like this episode and hit subscribe.
You can also share this with a friend you know who might need it, or share it with a friend's friend, even if you're not sure it's for them. You never know who might need to hear this the most.
By liking, commenting, and sharing this episode, you help other learners discover our podcast. Thank you for your support. It truly makes a difference.
Right. Tool number 1, coming right up. You are not alone. This isn't a you problem. It's a learning a language problem. Okay, let's get into it. Frank, describe that feeling, the freeze.
It's the worst feeling. For me, it's like there's a tiny librarian in my head, and right when I need a word, she starts flipping through pages at turtle speed, going, I know it's here somewhere. Meanwhile, I'm just standing there, giving the world's most awkward smile to the person waiting for me to say something.
Yes, the slow motion librarian. For me, it's like my brain just hits play on elevator music. But here's the thing. This isn't a failure.
It's science. According to a report from Nature, our language patterns can reveal the body's hidden response to stress, even more accurately than our own feelings can. So, when you panic trying to order lunch, your brain may signal a stress response without you realizing it.
Exactly. There is nothing wrong with you. Your brain is just an overprotective bodyguard trying to save you from a very polite, non-tiger waitress.
All right, so we know why it happens. Now, what do we do about it? Let's talk about real strategies. Stella, what's your number 1 tip for someone in that panic moment?
Okay, tool number 2. Have a get-out-of-jail-free card. This idiom comes from the board game Monopoly, where the card lets you escape a tough situation. Here, a get-out-of-jail-free card means a phrase that helps you when you get stuck, or your mind goes blank. You need a prepared phrase for when that happens. My favorite is a buying time phrase like, "Oh, what's the word? It's on the tip of my tongue." Or, "What's the word I'm looking for?"
Exactly. Let's lock this in with a quick practice right now. I want you to take the next 30 seconds and rehearse your own get-out-of-jail-free phrase out loud with me. Ready? You can repeat after me. Sorry, my mind just went blank for a second. Or, what's the word I'm looking for? Say it out loud 3 times wherever you are. Yes, even if it feels silly. If you prefer another phrase, use that instead.
The goal is to get your tongue and brain used to saying it so that next time you freeze, these words come out automatically. We'll give you a few seconds. Go ahead, practice. Sorry, my mind just went blank for a second. Again. And again. Nice. That little moment of practice instantly makes it easier to use when you need it most.
That's a great one. It sounds natural, lets the other person know what's going on, and takes the pressure off. My go-to is the describe it chunk. If you forget umbrella, you say, you know, the thing you use when it rains to stay dry.
Yes, communication isn't about perfect words. It's about getting the idea across. Another huge tool? Lower the stakes. Don't walk into a party and think, I must speak perfect English for an hour. Your goal is, I will say hello, and my name is, to one person.
Micro wins. Celebrate those little victories. Here's tool number 4. Find your safe zone. Don't start practicing with someone intimidating, like your boss. Instead, try practicing with a pet, a supportive friend, or even a language partner who's also learning.
Or you can talk to yourself. For example, I used to narrate my cooking in English. Now I'm chopping the onion. The onion is making me cry. This is a strategy.
Exactly. No pressure, lots of fun. It lets you get comfortable putting sentences together, all without anyone judging you.
So, we've got our practical tools. 1. Understand the freeze. It's normal. 2. Use buying time phrases. 3. Start tiny. And 4. Practice safely.
Now for your second practical challenge this week. We want you to do one tiny thing. Stella, what's the challenge?
Rehearse one get-out-of-jail-free phrase. Pick one from today. Say it out loud 10 times. The word has slipped my mind. What's the word for? Get it ready. Then, try using it in a low-risk situation. You could say it to a tutor, write it in the comments below, practice it while using a language app, or even jot it down in your English journal after making up a short conversation. The more you use your new phrase in these comfortable settings, the easier it will feel when you need it in real life.
That's it. Don't plan a whole conversation. Just plan to use that one lifeline. It makes the next time so much easier. We want to hear about it. Tell us your phrase or how it went. We'd love to share your stories because this show isn't just us talking at you. It's all of us figuring this out together, one clumsy, brave, tiny step at a time.
Next episode, we're tackling another giant. I'm terrified of making mistakes. We'll tell you why mistakes are actually your best friend.
To conclude today's episode, we will play the same signature track you heard at the beginning. We use this track to consistently end each episode on a calm note, helping you reflect on and absorb the material we covered. Please take this moment to sit back, relax, and let the strategies and concepts we practiced today settle in.
Don't forget to hit subscribe for the next episode. Till next time, keep practicing your chunks. Take your small steps. We believe in you. This has been the Practical English Podcast.
Bye.